When beginning to study phonetic transcription, it is really, really important to be clear on the purpose of phonetic transcription. I think a lot of times people first come to this topic with firmly in mind the idea of how we think about spelling. So, for regular spelling, of course, dictionaries capture the usual spellings for the words, for all the words. And think of the purpose of that. It's so that everyone can spell words consistently. For example, if you don't remember how to spell espresso with an S or with an X, you look that up, and that way you're spelling it the same way as other people. And the purpose of that, well, maybe many purposes, but one is that any reader far away in space and time would recognize which word you had written. So, what about for phonetic transcription? The purpose really is not the same. Let's look at this. By phonetic transcription, we mean a system where one sound always is represented by the same symbol. For example, whether it's the initial F in fit or phone or the final F in cough, we'll use the same symbol every time. So it's consistent. Okay, so this is what we mean. And why do we transcribe like this? Okay, one part of this does overlap with what we just said for spelling and dictionaries. Dictionaries do capture the most common pronunciation of each word. Here's an example of for the word banana, and this is telling us that a lot of British people say banana, while a lot of Americans say banana. And so this is useful information for somebody who's learning English and they want to find out how to pronounce something. But notice that a lot of detail is missing. Dictionaries tend to kind of pretend as if there's one pronunciation, or maybe at most one American and one British pronunciation. And the reality is that pronunciations vary much more than this. But still, this is one useful way for us to make use of phonetic transcription. But for our purposes in linguistics and in this course, that's not the main thing. This is the really essential thing. Phonetic transcription is a visual representation of a specific instance of speech. So this is really about speech, not about writing. There's a particular moment in time when a person makes a noise, they're speaking, and we want to capture exactly what that sound was. This is what phonetic transcription is for. And therefore, we're able to write down information that we need for further analysis. For example, this child right here, how did she just pronounce the word dog? So, not the word dog in general, but how did she just say it? We are able to write that down. Or what if someone had a speech error? And in linguistics, we mean specifically that there was something you meant to say, it came out backwards. For example, in this one database of speech errors, a person meant to say malted vanilla, and it looks like it came out vaulted Manila. But with this spelling, it's not 100% clear what they did say. With phonetic transcription, we could be completely sure. And also, how exactly does a given speaker of a given dialect pronounce things? We want to be able to get into the details of that as well for further analysis. So, given all this, what if somebody were to ask, is apple the correct way to transcribe apple? That's not really a meaningful question. But is apple an accurate representation of the way Yasmin just pronounced apple? Yes, okay, that it makes sense to ask. Because phonetic transcription is a visual representation of a specific instance of speech. This is the really important thing.